A cup of berry tea and fragrances. I got some new scents to try. I exchanged them, so I thought I will film my first impressions in the relaxed ambience of my living room, and you are welcome to this video. Let's see which scents are hits and misses for me. Spoiler, there are mostly hits. Maybe that's why I've exchanged them, because I really like them. So if you are here to spend half an hour in a soft atmosphere of fragrance content, let's begin. Ooh, there are quite a lot of fragrances. Some are designer, some are niche. Some of them I have tried already, I tested them, but others are totally new for me. I haven't touched them even. So let's see what we have. That's gonna be mostly first impressions video. I want to start with something really nice. It's called Dear Polly from Vilhelm Parfumerie. This one I really enjoyed when I was wearing. It's a tea fragrance. It's Earl Grey black tea with apples. Maybe not apples, but there's definitely something fruity. It opens very bitter, very smoky, but I love this freshness, this juiciness that comes from the fruity notes, and in the base we have vanilla, this beautiful vanilla that stays on your skin so kind of nicely, smoothly. It's pretty prominent and long-lasting fragrance. When I was wearing it, I could smell it the whole day on my clothes, on my skin. It's very kind of cloudy. I like this effect that some tea fragrances give. It's not like the tea essence, not like the infused tea, but more like a fumes of the tea, like a cloud of black tea. That's what I get here, and I really like it. I'm not very familiar with Vilhelm fragrances. This is maybe the first fragrance I have tried from this house, and it leaves such a good impression that I want to try all the rest that this house can offer. I'm not a big fan of their bottles, by the way. I just don't like the flat bottles that take a lot of space on my shelf. But the fragrances, I like their names. I like the variety of scents, so maybe that's a house I should test. I'm gonna open Fragrantica to see the notes and maybe read some comments about the fragrances. So Dear Polly is green citrusy with the notes of bergamot apple, black tea, ambergris, musk oak moss. Yeah, definitely get this beautiful, nice, delicious kind of fruity start and the fume of the black tea. I said vanilla and I don't see it among the notes. But on my skin, I really got this nice soft sweetness. I don't know where it comes from, but it really belongs to the composition of this fragrance. The note of tea in here is like real tea. It's not a flower that is playing as a tea note. No, it's like really like a nice infusion of black tea. So my attitude to this fragrance is very positive. I don't know if I would need a bottle of this, but it definitely stays in my memory. When I think of Dear Polly, of the fragrance, I can imagine it. Nice, I really like it. What if we try to create characters, personages for our today's fragrances? Yeah, let's think. Dear Polly, what kind of person can wear such fragrance? Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind, a librarian. I don't know why. Maybe because this fragrance is somewhat comforting, but also quite dark and somewhat intense. Dear Polly is a 30 years old, stylish, young, beautiful librarian. Very intellectual, she's wearing glasses, she enjoys a cup of afternoon tea. She's intellectual, she's the one you want to talk to. She's collecting books, she's collecting fragrances, she loves cats. That could have been me if I have chosen another profession. Yeah, that's her, that's Dear Polly. Nice fragrance, citrusy tea fragrance with soft, sweet base. Maybe it's time to remove this little guy. Okay. Wow. The cassis tea is the best. Speaking about cassis, blackcurrant, I had a chance to discover, to have a sample to properly wear C from Armani. It's Eau de Parfum. Speaking about hits and misses, Dear Polly is definitely a hit. I'm happy to have quite enough juice in this little bottle, so I can wear and enjoy it at least 5 times maybe. But let's try C. Oh, okay, it definitely has the designer DNA. When you smell it, you can say that it's a designer fragrance. But I think that this sharp, juicy note of cassis make it a bit more posh, a bit more agey. I tried, I think, all the C versions. This is so far the only one I really enjoy. Just the balance of this kind of chypre qualities, just a touch of chypre with the bright cassis leaf, cassis berry, cassis jam. Like, it has so many aspects of one note. It plays in such, like, it shows such different angles of this note. When I'm with this fragrance, I feel like I just smell good. The version I have is Eau de Parfum. I guess that's the classic, the original C. Among the notes we have cassis, rose, freesia, vanilla, patchouli, woody notes, and ambroxan. Yeah, we can classify it as a floral patchouli chypre. I definitely get a lot of rose in the heart of this fragrance, and also patchouli, of course, that works as a rose patchouli combination. But the main character here, in my opinion, is the leaf of blackcurrant. It's first of all kind of leafy green, but also this vanilla in the base, the sweetness, it creates the effect of like a cassis jam or something. And I like this development from freshness, from brightness towards something more sensual, more soft. I don't buy designer fragrances that often, but this is the one I would consider for my collection. It's been on the market for so many years, over 10 years. I remember the first time I tried it, it was a decade ago or something. I didn't like it back then, maybe because I was younger, but now I can really appreciate it. I also have this impression that this fragrance will become a classic, that it will age really nicely. I feel like the next generation of perfume lovers will smell this fragrance and think, wow, this is a vintage masterpiece that our mothers, our grandmas were wearing. Every time I go to the fragrance store, I just can't stop myself from spraying this fragrance. This is definitely a hit for me, and this is one of the designer fragrance I would consider for my collection. Maybe if I can find it secondhand, like half a bottle, maybe I can purchase that. But who is that? Who is that? That's a fashion blogger. Her elegant style attracts thousands of people. She doesn't hesitate to use bright colors, bright accessories, red lipstick. She's the head turner. When she walks on the street, everyone sees her. And this fragrance, it definitely leaves a nice long trail. I would also say it's an uplifting fragrance. Just smelling it, I immediately have more energy, better mood. I want to dress up, to put some makeup on and just go somewhere. I want to be seen in this fragrance. Powerful, beautiful, elegant, super timeless. This stuff will live forever. So it's a hit. C from Armani, the classic version, is definitely a hit. Since we're talking about designer fragrances, about berry fragrances, I have Angel Nova from Mugler. I haven't tried it yet. I tried it maybe some time ago, but I barely remember the smell of it, so let's give it a try. Yeah, I heard that it's a raspberry dominant fragrance. I get a synthetic raspberry. I get some lots of florals, lots of sweetness, patchouli in the base. It's a raspberry jam. Okay, I'm not sure if there is a note of raspberry, but I think so. Let's see. raspberry, lychee, rose, akigala wood, benzoin. Strange they don't mention patchouli in here, because I definitely get a similar base DNA to the previous fragrance. I get this kind of classic Chypre contemporary base. I can't say I'm a big fan of this fragrance. For me it smells too sweet. Like, yeah, I'm missing that bread in here. I get a lot of jam, but it's too sweet. It's so like tooth-aching sweet. It sits on a benzoin base. That plays nicely, that I love. Maybe it's not my profile, but I cannot say that it's a bad fragrance. As for the berry rose fragrance, it's very appealing. I cannot stop smelling it. If I were in the elevator with the person smelling Angel Nova, I would be positively surprised. I wouldn't want to smell it the whole day, but having a moment with this fragrance, it's very satisfying, this juiciness, fruitiness. I said it smells synthetic, but it doesn't. It doesn't do this anymore. All I get is the jammy, sweet, fruity rose with ambery vanillic base. They say benzoin, but if there is benzoin, there has to be vanilla. For me, that smells very youthful, very happy. It smells like celebration. Who is the person wearing such fragrance? It's an 18 years old bridesmaid in a pink dress, beautiful raspberry pink dress. It's lovely. It's not an everyday fragrance. It needs an occasion, but when it's appropriate, it's beautiful. It was very far from original Angel, but I actually prefer this version. I'm not a big fan of Angel, but this one, this one smiles to me and it makes me smile. I love raspberry note in fragrances. What shall I say? Is it a hit or a miss? I would say it's a hit. Even though I wouldn't reach for it, I wouldn't wear it myself, I do enjoy it. It's a hit, but it needs an occasion. Oh, I see, there you are. Le Papier. Let's talk about this fragrance. I'm gonna write it down here. I have tested it already. It's... This fragrance is the new discovery for me, but already it is so special because it creates a certain emotion in me, a certain association. What I think about this fragrance, it's the mother who brings the child to school, first day of school. It smells a bit like paper. I do get what they tried to create. It has a bit of this papery feeling, but it also has the nice sensation of soft skin covered with cream, a bit old-fashioned floral cream. When I was growing up, the first day of school was always 1st of September. Young children would come to the school nicely dressed with their backpacks full of books, like fresh, new, crispy books, and flowers for their teacher. And their moms would bring them to school. Like this fragrance, Au Papier, it just went straight to my heart, straight to my memory. I do get a slight feeling of sadness from this fragrance, but I also have such a good memories, emotions. It's soft, it's musky, it's a little bit like fluffy, fuzzy. It smells very white. It smells very gentle, very enveloping. I'm checking the notes here. There is musk, sesame, mimosa, and woody notes. Mother's hand cream. And also I get this feeling, this kind of damp, warm feeling from this fragrance. Maybe the sesame note, I don't know, but it smells a bit like a pastry for me. I described so much, but in fact it's a pretty simple fragrance. It just plays so nicely. It kind of, when I smell it, it rotates in my head, showing different pictures, different associations. Bread, school, paper, mother's hand cream. Like, I don't know if it's a fragrance or is it just my imagination, my attitude to this fragrance. I don't know how it works, but I really love it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I heard a lot of good reviews. It deserves all of them. Fantastic fragrance. I will wear this little sample, and if I still enjoy it after a month or so, maybe I can get a miniature bottle, or even the Diptyque. They create these dry little perfumes that you apply with your hand on the pulse zone. That's the format for this fragrance. Yeah, because I do see it as a pretty intimate, pretty soft fragrance. So, wow, I love this idea. The dry perfume, this one that you put with the finger very delicately, that no one sees, that no one feels, it's just for you. Yeah. Le Papier is not only a hit, it's a big, big love for me. This one has all the chances to go straight to my wish list, or maybe straight to my shopping basket even. Wow. So what else? What else we are gonna try today? There you go, Kilian Intoxicated. Wow. My first impression, it's a musky cardamom. It's spices mixed with musk, maybe with ambroxan. It's like clean and dirty at the same time. If I remember correctly, Intoxicated is a coffee fragrance. Okay, what we have is cardamom, coffee, aldehydes, bergamot, nutmeg, cinnamon, tobacco, geranium, ginger. Lots of notes. In the base we have caramel, vanilla, mocha, patchouli, balsam fir. Okay, now when I know the pyramid of this fragrance, it kind of falls into the place. I understand what we are talking about, but I still don't like it. I cannot say what exactly I don't like in this fragrance, but something is just falling out of it. Some notes are falling apart. I guess I will need to give it another chance, because my first impression is not very good. I'm not a big fan. Maybe I don't like this contrast of green notes of balsam fir with sweet spices and coffee. Okay, I feel like something here is too much. Maybe too much coffee. Maybe if it was just a spicy fragrance with the sweet base and a touch of balsam fir, maybe I would enjoy it more. I heard some good impressions, good reviews about this fragrance. I was hoping to have a nice experience, but I'm disappointed. It's definitely a bright, complex fragrance with an idea, and I'm sure quite many people will enjoy it, but my personal first impression is not very positive. I'm looking at the notes, I like what I see, I don't like what I'm smelling. I guess I'm just not in the season of such gourmand, coffee, spicy, intense fragrances. Maybe I should quit analyzing the notes and just say that that's not a fragrance for me. For me, that's a miss. I don't really enjoy it that much. But like I said, maybe I'm not in the season of such fragrances. Let's take one more fragrance. Here we have Hermès Poivre Samarcande. Samarcande pepper. Sounds exciting. Actually, not that exciting because I don't love peppery fragrances. But let's see what we have here. It's definitely much lighter than I was expecting. I get a vintage vibe in the opening of the fragrance, possibly some aldehydes. And then I get the cumin note. It's funny, I also get a feeling of tomato leaf in it. It might be as well some other green notes or even patchouli. Something airy, something light. It's... I was expecting to have a heavy, resinous fragrance with the note of black pepper on top. This is absolutely not what I was expecting. The note of cumin is fading very quickly, which is nice for me because I hate the note of cumin. Surprisingly, I start to like it. What if I check the notes? among the notes listed on Fragrantica, we have black pepper, oak, Virginia cedar, paprika, caraway, which is cumin, oak moss, patchouli, green notes. For me, it's more like green spiced up rather than woody. I have to say, I even enjoy this fragrance. Look, I got it. It smells vegetal with some spices on top. There's a note of paprika, patchouli, green notes. All that comes to this vegetal, beautiful body of the fragrance with a little bit of pepper on top. I can even say I'm impressed by this fragrance. I didn't expect such lightness, such delicacy of this fragrance. But yeah, I do get a bit of vintage, kind of classic vibe of this fragrance. So who is the person wearing it? I would say middle-aged man, sporty, clean, dressed in a sport casual style, like nicely shaved. Yeah, it gives the feeling of something classy, but also very clean and everyday appropriate. Yeah, very nice impression from this fragrance. Shall I say it's a hit? I would say it's a hit. It's the first fragrance with the cumin note that I actually enjoy. Wow, nice. Next fragrance I grab is Izia La Nuit from Sisley. Oh, wow. I love Sisley fragrances. I don't own any of them, but I love almost everything they create. I love their evening collection, this Eau de Soir. I love the new collection with the kind of aquatic green fragrances, Eau d'Aubert, Eau d'Alma. Here we have Izia La Nuit. Smells very rosy. Smells very youthful, rosy, berry. In comparison to Armani C that I had today, this smells much more niche, much more sophisticated, but less approachable. This is an evening scent in my opinion. This is a bit more heavy on florals. You definitely get a very thick, sensual rose in the heart, quite a lot of patchouli in the base. And overall, the impression from this fragrance is quite dark, quite dense, quite oily. The top notes that I see here, they just elevate this fragrance, but they don't take the main role in this composition. It's first of all the rose. Rose patchouli, I would say. More rose than patchouli, which I like. I love the opening, I love the cassis, the mandarin, this juiciness. But then it gets darker and darker, thicker and thicker. The personage of this fragrance, we don't know much about her. She's mysterious. It's an evening. She's in a silk dress with diamond jewelry. We don't see her face. We don't know her name. It's pretty mysterious, a little bit gothic fragrance even. That's a hit for me. First of all, because of the right balance of rose and patchouli. More rose, less patchouli. That's exactly what I love. Plus the note of cassis on top. That's very good. So, so good. Let's take one more fragrance. Something unexpected. We have here Parfum d'Empire, Corsica Furiosa. I don't know this house. I don't know this fragrance. Oh, ooh, that's super earthy, and it smells like green peas for me. It's very vegetal, very green, and yeah, it smells like a damp earth, like a garden after the rain. Let's go check the notes and maybe find some information about this house. Oh, I see. We have tomato leaf, grass, mastic. Mastic, yes. Hay, lime, moss, mint, honey, purple labdanum. Now I remember why I exchanged this fragrance, because I was impressed with the note of tomato and the ultimate greenness and earthiness of this fragrance. I love vegetal fragrances. I love to smell like a tomato leaf, but this one is like multiplied by 100. This is crazy good, I mean. It's not even the garden, it's a greenhouse. It has this effect of humidity, of warmth, moisture. I like the note of mastic in here. That's quite new experience for me, the note of mastic. I haven't tried that many perfumes with this note, but every time I do, I get so impressed, like, wow, what smells so unusual? This definitely smells very impressive. I see the lime among the notes. I get the lime, the mint. So it's not only tomato leaf, it's like the whole salad of different herbs. And I absolutely love that effect. I'm not sure if I would wear such fragrance. Like, okay, maybe I wouldn't wear it around my neck, around my face, but having a spray on my wrist would definitely give me an energy kick, a very nice kind of uplifting, inspiring fragrance. I love this kind of stuff. I wanted to say you need to be a brave person to wear this fragrance, but no, after all, I can say that it can fit to anyone who enjoys the vegetal aspect of the fragrances, the tomato leaf, the mint, the green notes. It doesn't smell like a cut grass. No, it actually the untouched plants sitting in a greenhouse. I love that effect of naturalism. So interesting. It doesn't smell like a crazy experiment. It is actually pretty complete, nice, very wearable composition. It just needs its own human. It needs its own occasion and time. Who is that? Who is that person? I would say it's more masculine. I would imagine an artist living in his private house, taking care of the garden. Let's say retired gardener, retired artist who loves to paint in this garden like Monet did. I don't know, just gives this kind of, it just gives this kind of careless weekend vibe. Yeah, that's definitely a hit for a pretty impressive vegetal fragrance. It all creates one fresh, warm air of the greenhouse. Wow. How are you doing? How is your summer going so far? The season is almost over. What I've been doing in August? We've been traveling in Finland. This year we didn't have a chance to go abroad, to have a trip abroad, so we thought, let's explore the country we live in. Let's go to see different places. So I've been trying to catch those last warm summer days, to enjoy the colors of autumn, to enjoy the scent of the air, because I feel like in Finland the August has exceptional fragrance in the air. Maybe it depends on the vegetation. It's just how the nature warms up in the end of the season. What else is going on? We are still trying to settle in our house, to get more furniture, to fill in this room. I wasn't very successful with my purchases recently. I ordered a new lamp, a nice stone lamp from Wood, the brand, just to realize that I cannot install it. It's not applicable in our apartment. It's not gonna work. I was a bit disappointed about that, and then I ordered some new chairs for our dining table, and I received an email that the chairs will be only available in 2 months. I cancelled my order, so my interior decoration is not going as smoothly as I want it to be. So thank you very much for watching this video, for being with me today. I wish you a very nice end of the summer. Catch those warm, soft days. Enjoy the last days of summer. See you very soon. Goodbye.